How do I determine the right bid for a keyword without overspending? So there are quite a few things here, and let's define right bid and let's define overspending. Right bid technically means that you are going to show up for the specific bid on whenever you're bidding on Amazon. There is another way how you can define it. You are going to show up in the exact placement that you want to show up with if you're going to bid that bid on Amazon. I think this is a better definition. And if we're defining that like that, technically the right bid for you is going to be if you are, especially in the supplements niche, for example, this more expensive CPC, if you're bidding $2 to show up on the first page of Amazon and your product is not showing up, then technically you did not bid the right bid, right? Because you don't allocate enough budget for your campaign to show up at the placement where you want to show up. So technically then the right bid is going to be $10, $20, whatever it would take for your product to show up in the placement that you want to. And then when it comes down to overspending, this is tricky because overspending I would define once that you have enough data, yet you're still spending on finding more data that is not meaningful and will not move the needle on, hey, actually this is in a different way that I initially anticipated. I would define it that way because if you are overspending, technically what you're doing, you're spending more than you should on things that are not going to move the needle. You have to spend anyhow, right? Overspending is going to be something that clearly is showing you that it's not working yet. You're just hoping and praying that it's still going to work. So it's important to understand when we are asking questions to define these terms. And for me, again, it was really important to understand this, and also for our employees. It's really important for them to understand this, because if they don't, right bid can be anything and overspending can be anything. So if we understand what the right bid is, then we can the correct way. If we understand what overspending is, which most people think that you're spending more than you should, that's not it. You are spending more than you should on things that already prove that it's not working. That is overspending.